Camusta there, guys. What is up? It is the Track 6 Dude, and we are here with another Battlefield 5 video when it regards to the massive amount of hatred that this game has clearly got on its belt. Well, with all of this hate, that must mean the game sucks. Well, if I go through all the reasons why people do not hate Battlefield 5, and you still do not hate the game, or if you still like the game, or if you hate it, it's all up to you, man. It's all up to you. But I might even go more in depth with these, clips, with YouTube videos and other news outlets, showcasing my thoughts, but my editing skills are around 5th grade levels, so a voiceover is going to have to do for now. Also, while this is sympathizing, with the Battlefield fanboys, non-haters, and the company, developing combo known as DICE and EA, I want you to know that this is one of the biggest issues with the game in general is its lightning time to kill. And I know that mostly that is due to the amount of people that like to tactfully retreat, and honestly getting killed behind corners is one of the most annoying things in the world. This issue has been addressed, and it should. The game should not have to go through the same old Battlefield 4 approach where patches are needed to make the game playable. It's sad that the last great launch for a Battlefield game was frickin' Hardline. The game has garnered so much hate for completely different reasons. EA pays for good reviews. Don't get fooled. Half the reviews on YouTube are paid for by EA. That was a quote. Well, if you know a content creator is getting paid for their opinion, quote unquote, and know that they're not giving their actual opinion, then you have to be the one at fault who is going to take that opinion as fact or fiction. That is on you, not the developer that pays for that opinion. Now, to go on with the bad press of the game, the developers of the game, and most of the blind hate that goes for the SJWs and feminists, and I am one of those, of course, because I hate SJWs and feminists that preach their freaking female agenda. How they say it's supposed to be equal, but the way they speak, it shows their ignorance. The game is meant to be appealing to them because females are a part of the game. Okay, but Drax, it isn't historically accurate, and Battlefield is meant to be an historically accurate game. The campaigns in any Battlefield game have never been historically accurate, ever, especially by today's standards. But why is this okay? Because it doesn't kill my enjoyment of the game. I have heard so much of backlash against a certain campaign where they took actual events and changed them to fit their story. I think it's the Norwegian pipeline. I think it's the Norwegian pipeline. Never heard of Bridge over the River Kwai or any other historically, quote-unquote, historically accurate movies, especially pertaining to World War II? No, because it doesn't fit your agenda. Most of the people who hate on Battlefield 5 has never taken it upon themselves to learn actual history, like how did Hitler become a dictator? That makes you uneducated. What does this have to do with females being in a World War II game? Because if it's not meant to be historically accurate to begin with, why bring up a counterintuitive argument? It's pointless. Another issue I see mainly of Metacritic, oh boy, Metacritic, is that Russia was not included in the main title's release. This actually is the funniest hate argument I have ever heard. EA, you have to dumb it down for the people in the back. America's not in the game either. Yes, the US that won the war single-handedly for the Allies arguably is not included in base release. And for those people who say it is, they have no American-style weapons in the game. And if you bring up the Thompson, the M1928, there's a reason why that's the version in the game. because it's the 20-round British version of the gun. Yes, the British used the Tommy gun in World War II before the Americans. That is why I say you're uneducated. Why is this so much funny? It's mainly because it centers around British and French war with the Axis powers, Italy and Germany. The tides of the war in promotional campaign was meant to be a progressional throughout the life cycle of the game. So you get to experience everything in depth in your time of playing the game. So the game lasts longer. I was pissed when the Mosin Nagant took so long to be put into Call of Duty World War II and Battlefield 1 because they were introduced in those wars nearly instantly. We had a Russian repeating rifle before we had the historical significant firearm of the early 20th century. Metacritic reviews are a doozy, and I think I will spend some time on these for a couple now. Anytime you give people the ability to rate games, despite no knowledge that they actually tried playing the game, is dodgy enough, but I digress. This will make you confused about how much hate is actually out there. Now, I looked up the version of the game, of course, that would be the PS4 Battlefield 5, to see maybe console is different, because PC hits a 81 while PS4 hits a 74, mediocre game by critic levels, but an extremely low 2 rating out of 10. Something is clearly wrong with the game. But further examination, this proves my point of blind hatred for a game that most, if not all, have never even picked up. The game about World War II without USSR, a lot of bugs, tolerant vomit. Shame on you, EA. The guy in question has no reviews for any other game. Here's another one. Yeah, no, this is an insult to World War II and EA challenge us. You don't want me to buy the game, so be it. I'll keep playing BF1 for years to come. This is another typical comment, but instead of placing this on PS4 and being done with it, he places it on PC and Xbox One. Okay, well, not much to say that, to that other than it is completely stupid. Also, I looked at a couple of his other freaking reviews, and he hates FIFA, and he doesn't like Forza Horizon, not Forza Horizon, Forza Motorsports, completely different. And he likes Gran Turismo. Yeah, no bias there. None. No bias. Oh, jeez. The gaming community is a bunch of hypocrites. Also, a side note that this is not a pass on EA for their shitty anti-consumer bullshit that gives people that hate the game even more firepower. Although, no microtransactions is a sign. Give it until March, probably sooner, before they become a key part of progression. Also, the people going on Google Translate and typing in hate and making it Russian, you are amusing the hell out of me. So please keep doing that, because I love retranslating them back and seeing the crappy shit that pops up. It's just absolutely amusing. This game is not perfect, and this game, or this video, is not pretending that the game is fine and it's perfect. And there are no glaring issues with the game, just like with any series. Many glaring legacy issues have been plaguing the series for a long while, and it's pretty honestly easy to get annoyed while playing, because it feels like no matter how good I am at the game, I always find a way to die because of, just a random super easy flank. This is not excusing the game's problems if they never existed, but for a game that houses 64 players with the amount of ways you can choose to play, it's amazing to think that there's a community built on trying to vilify this game for something as simple as appealing to SJWs and feminists. When a YouTuber asks why are they trying to appeal to these people, knowing it's shooting themselves in the foot, you begin to wonder why. Why would they make such a stupid decision to make it social justice friendly. This is another case of people putting words into other people's mouths. Everyone knows about the quote about the developer talking with his daughter, and honestly, I am with the community that says, who the hell cares? Because chances are, it doesn't matter to any females that were or were not going to play the game, that there was females in the game to begin with. But here's what I have to say. Females in the game is a choice. Yes, it's a choice. If I want a different character, it gives me that option. Would I care if they weren't? Not really. But just because they give me the option, I'm going to take that option. So you're basically telling developers it's okay to have less options regardless of the game being historically accurate or not. If I play a World War II game and I don't want an MP5 because it would kill my immersion, or if the game gave you a cell phone. Now, I may be using out of this world comparisons, but how minuscule is a female being in the game actually mean? Gaming is meant to be fun, and at the end of the day, it's going to be your choice whether you give this game the chance or the time of day or not. Now, far from it for me to tell you what to spend your money on, but just like the war on video games, know your facts before spouting off nonsense. Personally, for those on the fence, wait for a bigger sale than $20 or half off, because free DLC is going to be there whether you buy the game or not. If I bought this game, I know I am going to be playing it for 2 to 3 years after the next Battlefield release, or until the next Battlefield release. Hopefully this gives you an insight to have a broader outlook than just hate on it because I was told to from a more popular person. After looking this up, Fallout 76 has a Metacritic score of 2.5, a whole 0.5 higher than Battlefield 5, and that shows you alone how reliable Metacritic really is.